Okay, so now another important thing that we have to do is the class that we used before, we need to incorporate this into our project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize KDEvelop. In our Linux calculator, double click on that. So the calculator.cpp file that we wrote, right click on that and copy that. And now let's get into our home folder where we have our calc folder where we have our project. This is going to be all the files that are associated with our project. So it's important that we do this. We have to get into the src directory. So we'll double click on that. And inside here we have our source files. You notice calc.cpp. We also have the GUI in here, GUI.ui, main.cpp. Now we're going to add to this collection. I did Control V. And now we have our calculator.cpp. So we're going to include this. So right here, right below using namespace, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do include calculator.cpp and build it just to make sure it grabs it. And we have an error. Cout was not declared in this scope. Okay, that's fine. Right in here, inside of our calc.cpp, find all the lines that say cout and comment them out, because we're not going to need this. And I believe we got it. Okay, save that file. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to build it again. I'm getting warnings, but it ran. It worked. Cool. So now what we're going to do is right here, we'll do it right above string. We're going to declare the object that we created, which is calc, and we're going to call this OP, just for the heck of it. So now we have our data type defined, the one that we made before. So let's scroll back down to the clear function, right there where we said we were going to do this later. All that we have to do to clear the actual calculator that's going to be running in the background is do op.operation. Remember this? How we wrote this before? And now we're going to send it the command clear. So this is the equivalent of how before we were running this in the console and typed in the word clear. This is the equivalent of doing that. So save this. And now I'm going to do the add and maybe we'll do the subtract too. So inside add, let's grab our two little things here. Alright, inside the add function, there's a couple things we have to do. We're going to do a couple of checks. So we're going to do if, and let me just get the structure set up, because I'm going to have this if, then I'm going to have an else if, and then after the else if, I'm going to have one more else if. I know, I love my else ifs. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is if op, the object that we had, dot stack spot equals 0, we're going to send it commands. So this is going to be the equivalent of when we got into the console and we typed in a number, we're going to send it the number. op dot operation C. So the accumulated number that is going to be sent as a string. And then after that, since we're in the add function, when the person clicks plus, what it's going to do is it's going to send the number that's on the screen, and then it's also going to send it plus. Yes, there we go. That's the case if the stack is at 0. Now if the stack is at 1, meaning we're pointing at the operator section of the stack, then all we have to do is send plus. So I can just copy this line. We're going to send it the plus. Else, I gotta change this to equals 1. Now let me change that to equals 2. So for equaling the last part of the stack, what we're going to do is repeat the first one. We could have done whether if it equals 0 or it equals 2, but I have it broken up like this. And we're going to do C equals nothing, so we're setting C to nothing. And now we're going to display, on the display we're going to do set text function. And now what we have to do is that accumulated number that we have, what we're going to need to do is convert that to a string, because the display function, the set text in the display object only accepts strings. So before we finish the add function, let's scroll all the way to the top, and I guess we'll do it right below this. We're going to write our own float to string converter. So in order to do this, we have to include a library. We're going to include ss stream, and then right here I'm going to declare a function. It's going to return a string, and we're going to call it float to string, and it's going to be and we'll get a double. We'll call it num. And inside here, we're going to do O string stream space, and we're going to just call it my stream. This is a variable that we're declaring. And now we're going to flush it. My stream num flush return my stream dot str. So that should be good enough. That should work. Scroll back down to where we were. Actually, let me just show you this function again. So basically what we're doing is we're taking, I gotta write double right. We're taking in a double. We are declaring an OS string, OS stream, calling it my stream. We're flushing num into it, so we're basically turning it into a string, and then we're returning its string equivalent. So we were down at the add function, which is somewhere. There it is. So inside we're back in the add function. Erase those two quotes that we put and do float to string, and inside there we're going to jump inside the class op.number. So basically what we're doing is checking to see, and I'll even combine these into two. Here, watch. I can erase this. I can erase this. Cut this. Okay, so I can do if that or that, encase them in parentheses. So the first condition is going to be if the stack spot is 0 or 2, we're going to be doing this. We're going to be sending it a number, and then we're going to be sending it a plus. That way we can do 5 plus 5, and then when we push plus again, it's going to show us the answer to 5 plus 5, and then put plus in there, and then wait for the other one to come in. If it equals 1, then we're just going to send it the plus operator. And the plus operator is going to wait for another number to come in. Then we're going to set C equal to nothing, and then we're going to display the string equivalent of what the answer is. Build, and we have an error, and it says my stream. It's because I missed my underscore stream. This was in my let me comment this. Convert float to string. Let's build that bad boy again. Alright, build, execute. So I should be able to do 6 plus 3, and if I push plus again, 9, plus 1, 10, plus 7, 17, plus 0.333333, plus, and then we do clear. Awesome. Now that the add is done, all we have to do is copy and paste that code for all the rest of them. So let me go here to add. I'm going to copy this, and then go to subtract, which is all the way down here. Paste the code, and then change it around a little bit. I'm going to get my little lines here. Alright, so all that I have to do is change every plus to a minus. And that's only 2 of them. So let's copy the code again, add, subtract. We'll go to multiply. And let's put our little things here above multiply. And then all we have to do is change that to a times, that to a times, and copy it one more time. Put it in divide. Alright, we're doing good. Divide, divide. Grab this and put that there and save it. Okay, so let's build it and let's execute it. So now we should be 9 divided by 3 plus, and that's 3, 2 times, that's 5, 2, and then when I push plus it should say 10. So 10 plus 7, this will be 17, minus 6, this is 11, divided by 2, and then plus, and then it's 5.5. Excellent. So I'm going to cut it here. We're going to come back and we're going to link the equals button, and we're going to link the square root button.